So I've had my own fair share of experiences when it comes to like computer mice over the past 21 years. When I decided to get a pretty decent mice for once in my life, I discovered the Razer Death Adder V2. Yes, the Death Adder V2, and after watching tons of review about that mouse, there was something very common that I could not just see pass through, and that was that these videos kept talking about issues with the Death Adder and would always recommend the Razer Viper Mini instead. So what's up guys, Danny here, and this is the Viper Mini from Razer. While this might not be the best mouse in the world per se, it is indeed one of the most sold and even the most talked about mouse in the tech and gaming spaces, which is more reason I decided to get one for myself as I am trying to be part of both communities. This cost me about $30 US, approximately 22,000 naira as of the time I got it, and it remains the most expensive mouse I've ever bought. First of all, let's talk about first impressions. Although the unboxing experience wasn't as exciting as I expected, but just looking at this mouse for the first time, this is a beauty. It has a total of 6 buttons, with 5 being programmable in the Synapse software, which I will talk about in a bit, and 1 being the DPI switch. Holding the mouse for the first time, it definitely felt very light, 61 grams as stated. Even the cables felt crazy light, if that makes any sense. Razer calls this their Speed Flex cable and says it gives a close to wireless feel, and based on my personal experience over the past few months, they are really not wrong about that. The overall design has a pretty simple form and with LED accents for gamers while still maintaining a minimalistic look. Now the shape as it isn't for everyone. The mouse is fairly small, and if you have larger hands like I do, then you have some issues, especially when it comes to trying to reach the side buttons. But regardless, this is a very decent mouse and easy to get used to over time. So plugging this in for the first time, I could definitely tell how smooth this was coming from a much cheaper mouse. Scrolling, tracking, and just overall smoothness is just so good, and I have nothing bad to say about that. One major issue I had with other mice I've used in the past was that the button clicks, especially the effort it takes to click the scroll wheel button. I can say for sure that I've never felt like any need to apply any form of extra force to click any of the buttons since I got this. Everything is responsive, sounds well, and yeah, I will let you judge that for yourself. So this being a wired mouse does come with the advantage and disadvantages. First, this comes with an extremely long cable, but thank God a rubber strap was included, or else I would have lost my mind by now. You could also just get a mouse bungee as well for like an extra $10 or even way less on AliExpress if you want to keep your workspace very clean. So not to sound all nerdy, but I do have to talk about the sensors at some point. This comes with an optical sensor with 8500 DPI. Honestly, I have no idea what an optical sensor is, but I think it's pretty clear when you compare it with other mice I've used. I find this to work on very much any surface, way better when I use a mouth pad like this one I got from Ovenberg. You get up to 5 profiles for the DPI sensitivities from 400, 800, 1600, 3200, and 6400. Speaking of the software, this mouse comes with a ton of features and customization. Sometimes you need to manually go over to Razer's website to download it, but for me, I got the prompt to download the software as soon as I plugged it in for the first time. In the software, you find options to customize the DPI sensitivities, the lighting style and effects, macros, access to Razer's very own hypershift feature, and creating profiles to fit whatever task you're tackling. What I wish this had was auto software based profile switching, so I don't have to manually be switching between profiles when I want to edit videos or when I want to play GTA 5. So quickly, let's talk about comfort. And like I said earlier, this is a pretty small mouse. My hands are fairly large, so ideally this mouse isn't for me, but still I haven't ever regretted getting this, to be honest. The fact that it's lightweight and surprisingly durable makes this one I could easily recommend. For maximum comfort though, I do suggest you to get like a palm rest and a decent mouse pad that grips to the table like this. I'll leave links to the ones I have in the description down below. So in conclusion, is the Razer Viper Mini still worth considering? I mean, why not? Everything works about this mouse, and having extra features to me, especially with software, makes this very easy to recommend to anyone. I do plan on getting the Razer Viper Ultimate if I do eventually stick to Windows, which is a much larger wireless mouse, just to see how it compares to this, and hoping I'll get like a fresh insight into the world of computer mouse, since this is pretty much my first decent mouse. Subscribe so you don't miss that video when it drops, and like this video if I was able to convince you to cop the Razer Viper Mini for yourself. I'm sure I did. Pretty sure I did. That's all for now. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.